Hello, welcome to Quackalope, and today we are playing Tiny Epic Tactics by
Gamelin
Games. Now, don't let your eyes deceive you. Everything in front of us here does, in fact, fit into this box.
Actually, that is part of the box as well.
That is in fact, part of the box. This is a Tiny Epic Tactics game. This is a tactics and skirmish-based game where we're controlling teams or squads of characters, doing things like area control, ranged attacks, using terrain to our advantage, firing ballistas, a whole mix of stuff, in order to end up with the most victory points by capturing other players, capturing or controlling zones of control, or doing the most damage to kind of the game state as a whole.
And for those of you who might be curious, this plays up to 4 players, also solo, and has a lot of variable modes.
I think there's
really
5 different types of gameplay, whether it's cooperative, capture the flag, solo versus the bot system. There's even a dungeon crawl mechanic on the upside down of these elements. And I believe 2 expansions already released that change the terrain style, the environment. What we're saying is there's a lot of modularity when it comes to the ways you can approach this game. We've decided to just punch each other in the face as much as possible. Head-to-head, 2-player, competitive with a drafting system. If you're into this video, if this gets a lot of kind of reaction and engagement and you'd like to see some of the other modes or potentially see some of the other locations, terrains, or the dungeon crawl mechanic, feel free to leave a comment down below. We will be sure to respond and bring that to the channel if there's enough interest gauged.
And for those of you that don't know us, hi, we're Quackalope. Thank you so much for joining the video.
There's like a weird way to...
Well, are we not going to introduce us or not?
I kind of got tired of introducing us a while
Really?
ago.
But no subscribes?
No subscribe
We don't care about that. We're not trying to build our channel, build our brand.
No.
Get more people on the Patreon, get more people on the Discord channel.
I'm going to be honest. We have a good community over at the Discord and over on the Patreon.
What are you talking about?
No. We have a good community on the Patreon and the Discord, and I would prefer to keep it as kind of small, close-knit, tight as we can.
Okay. Oh, really?
I don't know who's watching this. Maybe they'd be a bad
gamers. No, shut up. They're amazing gamers, amazing people that are definitely going to subscribe.
If you're interested in being a subscriber, joining the Patreon, or joining the Discord to play things like tabletop games, like over TTS, send in an application.
No,
put
shut
in a
up.
request.
Don't listen to him.
We'll see.
We're actually really friendly. Please join all the channels. We have playtesting, so many things, but let's get to the gameplay, which is probably what you're here anyways. So, are we ready to start or not?
All is quiet in the valley. Mist slowly swirls over the mountaintops and cliffs, and steam rises from the rivers. In this peaceful woodland, there is no indication of the fight that is to come. Suddenly, battle cries echo in the distance, and the sound of shouts and metal clangs thunder across the landscape. On this day, the forces of skilled tacticians from across Agumor are preparing to take control of this woodland realm, all certain of inevitable victory. All who oppose you don't stand a chance.
That's right, you
Glory is at the tip of your sword.
Or arrows, or bamboo sticks, or there's a lot of different characters. That's a little bit specific. Let's be honest. Are you drafting already? Oh, you're going fast, huh? Okay, give it over. We're not going to do a silent gameplay, Jesse. You can converse and do things, right? You know this, right?
I'm choosing my team, Jan.
So in Tiny Epic Tactics, you're actually going to draft the cards initially, or just...
I got the Gamelin guy. I feel like I'm off to a really solid
start.
Yeah,
that's unfair. I've heard that he's unbalanced.
I'm also seeing a ton of opportunity for... I'm seeing a ton of opportunity for a potential Quackalope crossover.
Oh, dude. All games should have Quackalope crossovers,
no,
honestly.
But they even have, like, already animal creatures, and they're bringing in, like, their brand name and stuff like that. I'll send a promo...
A petition, please.
A message to Gamelin saying, hey, maybe include a Quackalope, and I'll send a card to all my Patreon subscribers, and then they'll all be encouraged to pick up a copy of the game themselves.
Yeah, but then now you just made the Patreon so much smaller because supposedly there's an application process and all that.
I'd prefer it to stay close-knit.
No, stop it.
We've got a good community.
We should probably talk about what we're doing. So we just kind of randomly drawn our heroes. There is a draft variant. We're going to try and do a more efficient process of selecting them. After that, we're placing all of our stats. And then we're also going to choose our tactics cards, right? These are going to be special cards that you're going to be able to implement across the game when a condition is fulfilled to kind of change the landscape of what's going on and surprise your opponents in the worst time possible.
And while we are swinging into the gameplay quickly, I figure it'd be a good idea to go ahead and start talking about the conditions, the state of the game as a whole. Let me very quickly run them through kind of the game state as a whole. Now, this isn't a how to play, and I'm going to do my very best to sprint through stuff so we can get to the gameplay very quickly. So first off, in their drafted characters here, you'll see mana, which is blue, you'll see arrows, which are our resource, and you'll see red, which is our health meter, right? We also each have special abilities, which we'll read and use throughout the course of the game, and tactics cards. We all start with one and draw up one at the end of our turn. As far as the game state goes, our objective is to have the most victory points by the end of the game. We get victory points through 4 different ways. Capturing and controlling villages, having lanterns that are lit, capturing flags from a zone control, which is also the endgame trigger, and capturing other players' characters by knocking them out of the game. Also keeping your own alive. They're sort of a standard...
Yeah, I would say so. Right? That's a most
sort of
important
standard
thing.
victory point as well. Endgame will be triggered when all 4 of Jan's characters have been captured and moved over onto my side of the table, or we initiate a flag by standing in one of these heavier flag zones, and it moves up to the final control point. In a 2-player head-to-head game, 1 flag being triggered is enough to end the game. So really watching that's going to be important. Now, there is scale when it comes to the map that we're playing on, and like I said, I'm not going to list every single one of the rules, but things to keep in mind. Doorways can be connected to any other location. Any area you see an arrow, that's going to be a doorway. You can walk in, go through the caverns, pop out of another one. Terrain is all going to be manageable. Any location that is a level higher is going to take 1 extra movement, along with water. That'll take 1 extra movement as well. Forests provide defense. Water opens you up to being damaged 1 extra time if you get hit or stuck in it.
Okay.
Areas like villages will restock your supply and also give you health. You can see the villages underneath our lanterns here. Capture the flag zones are going to be this orange zone, this white zone, and this purple zone up top here. There is peaks, so these locations here with the mountain ranges on them take 1 extra to move on top of, but give your range characters access to anywhere on the board. There is a ballista here in the corner, which is going to have a range of 4. It's going to give you a free attack action, and you're going to be able to pierce someone and knock them back 1. So good for zone control of any of these 3 flag territories, right? That's really the position it's put into. Then finally, we're playing with the lantern expansion, which allows us to light a torch whenever we go into a cavern or into a portal, and take that torch to a village in order to score 1 victory point and gain a little bit of extra health. Outside of that, the main thing you want to be paying attention to is going to be your character's special abilities and how you want to and when you want to trigger endgame throughout the course of a round. The tokens up here will all just be extras based off of what we already have attached to ourselves. The only other thing is going to be our exhaustion tokens, which we attach to a character when we are doing a additional action per turn with them. At the top of your round, you're going to get 3 actions. You can use those across any of your characters, but if you use a character to do 2 things, 2 separate things,
that's when you get weakness.
They will become exhausted. That means the next turn they have to rest for a full cycle, or take 2 damage in order to re-engage and really up themselves again.
So I'm pretty sure from this point onwards, you'll be able to catch up on one of the things that we're doing, and we'll walk you through what actions, what decisions we're making, and why we're making them. So, with that being said,
check the tactics cards and go ahead and swing into the game. Okay, so I've selected my tactics card.
Same here.
All right, and we've both read through our character profiles, and we're going to determine the first player?
You can just go ahead and do it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go first. So I'm going to get 3 actions available to me.
I thought it'd be good to give you a handicap, you know?
I appreciate
some advantage.
That. I appreciate that. No, I'm
a very powerful tactician. I'll have you know.
I have heard that about you.
I know, thank you. It's wonderful.
I doubt it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my action with some movement.
Okay.
So my spellcaster has a movement of 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Moving up there. And this guy has a movement of 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
Move around the edge there. Then I don't think I want to exhaust anyone this turn.
Okay.
Because that seems maybe a little aggressive early on.
Maybe.
So instead, I'm going to start up here with my ranger.
That's such a good location to start
from. Who has a movement of 4 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 into that water location.
So if I can pop out from there, you'll be hurt, which I would love.
Potentially, yeah. If you were able to attack me in that location, I would take extra damage. So
let's see what we can do with that.
On to you.
So
oh, and I drop a tactics card because it's the end of my turn, right?
Yes. So since we haven't started yet, I'm going to change around these guys because I want them to be in different places as we go ahead and do this. So Kazaka, which is my I would say my tank here, has a special ability. Allies that start their turns within 3 spaces of him gain +1 movement.
Okay.
So it might be something that I take advantage of, just letting you know. The first thing I'm going to do is definitely attack with Nim. So you are in range. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're right there. She has a lot of range.
Interesting. I didn't pay attention to that beforehand.
Yeah,
Cool.
but she's not that powerful, so you don't need to worry. Do you really have 11? Oh my god.
I've got all the health I need.
Jesus, that's too much. She doesn't really do that much if she's not within one of her 4 spaces. So, I might actually move her there and see if I can catch you with that. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. I will be exhausting her, so she's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And I'm exhausting Nim, so that's 2 actions out of my 3. And we are going to go ahead and pay 1 arrow. And hopefully I get a few
Hopefully
hits
you
in
roll
here.
more arrows.
No?
You don't do any extra damage. This is
Darn.
just seeing how much it's going to cost you. So it's going to cost you 2 arrows to do 3 damage to me.
Oh, I'm confusing it with magic, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay, so that is 3 damage done to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and move Umog. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to place her right there.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Drop a tactics card.
Thank you very much.
Then it's moving over to me. You know, so I'm up top here. I'm going to go ahead and start my action with Uvelum Goldborn. She's actually in range 1, 2, 3, 4
Okay.
of Gamelin here.
And you have a +1 because you're in elevated terrain anyways.
Okay, so she's going to spend her 1 to go ahead. I'm not going to do any additional I'm not going to do any additional die roll. She's going to heal 2 on him.
Well, that's
immediately.
unnecessary.
And then
Do you need to do that?
here's my thought. I'm going to play a card.
You're going to play it already.
Discover an ancient portal. If you move an ally into a peak space, which I can do right
They can
here,
teleport any other peak space?
they can teleport to any other peak space they would like.
Okay.
I think I'm going to pop them right over there.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, so that's 2 actions.
So discarded.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 2 actions. Now here's the thing. I think I'm going to exhaust my ranger to go ahead and do a ranged attack on your armored guy.
Okay, so Umag.
On Umag.
Okay.
Now, Azuro has a special ability. His range and his sword have poison, which means you're weakened.
Oh, come on.
So, let me go ahead and roll 2 to see if this is going to cost me any more. It doesn't actually cost me any more. I spend 1 for that attack. You're taking 2 damage, and you're weakened. Okay.
Okay.
That's all 3 of
Fantastic.
my actions. Moving on to you.
No, fantastic. That does really suck. I'll let you know. That's,
I'd imagine it does.
Yeah. So I'm paying 2 health from Umag,
Okay.
so that she's going to do a frenzy attack. So she's going to attack you 2 times.
Is she next to me?
Yes. Right. Oh, no, she's not. Gosh, darn it. You planned it out, didn't you?
She'll have to move in order to get there.
Darn. I think I will. So I'm going to pay that 2 health, but not with Umag. I'm going to do 1, 2. So I can get another shot dealt to your guy. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and do this.
So it's going to cost you 1 to start with, then roll to see how much extra it'll cost you.
Yep.
It'll cost you 1 extra.
So that's 3 more damage to Gamelin.
2, 3, that's fine.
Why do they have so much health? And then I'm going to weaken her. Do it again.
Okay. So 1 more for
3
3
more.
more. 1,
Yep.
2, 3. Okay.
So she is now down to 1, 2 arrows.
Not a
1
problem.
arrow. 2. And then we're going to go ahead and move Ulrich. I don't even know if that's the right way you pronounce that. To go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're actually going to keep him right. What's your movement?
4.
4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I'm going to keep him right there.
Okay. Sounds good. Moving on to me.
Maybe? What do you... Oh, Umag is not exhausted anymore.
All right.
Oh, I do draw... Did you draw up your tactics card last time?
I didn't draw my additional tactics card.
go.
No.
Uh...
So let's see here. I think Mao is going to go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pop out right over here, which will give him a torch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one action. Zoro could go. He would be able to stun one of yours again, but I'd have to pay his stun in order to alleviate him. I don't think I'm going to do that. Instead, what actually makes the most sense? Gamelin could go ahead and attack your armored guy if I wanted. We're going to do the attack. We're going to do the heal
Okay.
with Uvlim again, except this time she's going to power it.
So 4 total.
4 total. So she's using all of her resource.
Oof.
4 health.
4 health?
Yep.
Oh, come on.
So
Okay, she has to die.
He's back healed.
She definitely has to die.
Then we're going to move. Oh, do we want to move? No, we're not going to move. Instead, we're going to just do a straight up attack. Now, where's your beefy guy? Does he have ranged as well?
Yes.
Your Swordmaster.
Yes.
Swordmaster has range
Umag.
of 2. So you could actually counter me if I attack you.
And I 100% will.
I don't love that you could do that. If I'm gonna be honest. So instead, let's go ahead and move 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that's my 3. I think those are my 3 actions.
So first thing I'm going to do is, I really hate this little outpost you have over here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
My first action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to initiate that.
Are you starting that one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am starting that one.
Interesting.
Interesting. Let's see. So she's not going to do anything right now.
Now I could keep you for starting it if I moved you off of that. Oh no, you're the end of the round.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to move here. Yep, I'm going to move right there. And that's it. That's my third action. This now moves forward.
Yep, because you're the end of the round, so you're starting to trigger that. Interesting. Oh, this is gone, by the way, because he did not act on his last turn. I believe yours is also gone now, because you just went.
Yep.
And did you draw up a tactics card?
I have not,
Which
actually.
I did
Thank
not
you.
either. So that one's mine.
Ah, you person.
And I have to choose which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of.
I think I'm gonna discard this one again.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Drew up our tactics cards. I'm gonna start with a Mad Rush from Gamelin here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, what is a mad rush?
Well, it's just what I'm calling it.
Oh.
I am surging to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 damage is coming your way for sure, plus an additional 1, so 4 damage coming your way.
I am definitely countering.
Here's the thing. I have a mantra. All melee attacks other enemies within 3 range of my mad, of her, now do weaken as well. So, if you want to counter, you have to take 2 additional damage.
What?
Mad here
Oh my god.
has an
he
area
is
of
3.
effectability. Yep. That's why I need you to get a little closer. So 4 damage, please.
4?
Yep. You did it on the wrong one, didn't you?
No, Umag.
Okay, and
Oh, this. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
So if you'd like to take 2 extra damage to counter, feel free.
No, I won't be taking it.
I figured. All right, those are 2 of my actions. And now for my 3rd action, I'm going to go ahead and do a range attack.
You know what? Yes, I will be taking the counter.
So
Perfect.
how much damage is that?
3.
3? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not a problem. And I'm going to do a range attack with a Zoro. Let's see here. I think... Who would I actually like to stun? Because you... Oh, you got to remove your counter if you're taking that extra damage.
Oh, yes.
I think it would be worth it to go ahead and knock out your hero character. So, let's go ahead and do that. Spending 1, see how much more it's going to cost.
Nothing.
Nothing more. And you're out of here. Go ahead and give me that card. Let's remove your little meeple there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Just stay right there. I'm going to attack with Nim. So she's going to do 2, targeting Gamelin.
Okay.
So that's... Oh, I can't
She
activate
doesn't
it
have the
anymore.
arrow to do it.
Man, okay,
Neutralized.
so...
So you spin the arrow, but it's a failed attack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will be exhausting her then in order to move in there to recover everything and get all my arrows back.
Okay. And that's your 3rd... Is that your 3rd action?
Yeah. So this moves to round 2?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does, because you're still there driving it forward.
Yep.
Guess what we have to do to solve that?
Well, I know what you're planning on doing.
We just have to go there.
Well, I know.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty. It's actually pretty easy to do
Yeah, sure.
to get there. Just to pause it. So, let's see here. I'm gonna move with him through here.
That's 1.
1, 2, 3. No. 2, 3. And then let's go ahead and do an engage. So 3 coming after you.
Okay.
4 total damage coming your way.
Okay,
You are
so
not
1,
able to counter
2,
this.
3, 4. You are exhausted.
But you're not able to counter this.
Sure, but you're exhausted.
I just exhausted myself anyway by doing an additional attack. So that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, I need it, but that's fine. It doesn't matter that much. And then I'm thinking... So that was 1, 2 actions. I'm thinking Azoro is going to go ahead and fire another arrow shot.
I keep forgetting about... No, wasn't he exhausted last turn?
No, he only fired 1. You've been leaving him alone, so it's going to cost him 2. 2 more damage coming your way.
Okay.
Ooh, right at the end.
Yeah.
So close. Okay.
So I'm going to move Kazaka. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure.
I'm going to exhaust. And so with that, I'm going to activate Give It Your All. If you weaken an ally this turn and you already have at least one other ally weakened, immediately cure all weaknesses. So they are all unweakened. I'm going to go ahead and attack. Your guy there. Oof.
Ooh, that's a ton of damage.
7.
7 damage coming in?
7 damage coming in.
Holy cow, so I've got 3 left.
3 left.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and activate Ulricht for our last thing. We're going to do 1, then 1, 2, 3 to roll all of the dice.
Okay.
Oh man, I just need 3, huh?
You need a lot of good dice rolls.
That's it.
Is that 3 total damage?
Yep. Target takes 1 plus 1 for everything you're dead. Give me. Okay. And that will be it. I take this. I now control that flag. You are in your last turn.
Yeah.
How the tables have turned, huh?
Well, I know I can do 1 more damage to you. and I could control some villages, but that's not going to be enough. Well, let's see. I mean, it's not going to be enough to counteract it. That flag is too valuable. That flag's worth 5.
Yes.
I don't have control of enough villages. I could do 1 damage, which would reduce yours by 2 and give me 2 more.
Oh, you mean Ulrich? Yeah.
I mean, I might as well go ahead and fire. So let's fire on you. 2 damage coming your way. Straight 2 damage is just going to cost me 1. So that's going to be mine. Okay. I'm looking at the board here, and I would like to be able to get to a village, but I'm always 1 space away from going through a tunnel, getting a torch, and making it to a village. I don't think there's a way for me to win. I can just secure as many villages as I can, so I could exhaust him to go here. That'd be my second action. And then you've got that village blocked. I don't even think I can get another village. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darn it! I thought I was doing really good at killing your people.
So I had a special tactics card from the very beginning. It was called Rally the Troops. I was trying to force endgame really quickly. That's why I was like really aggressive towards just like getting everyone there, and I didn't really even care. My hope was that you killed my ranger and my guy before I made it over there, so I could play Rally the Troops. As soon as that guy went in, the flag would have immediately been in my control. That was the plan, at least. But obviously, you were able to do a few things before that. But my goal was to just try and finish the game as quickly as possible. And coincidentally, I was able to capture 1 of yours and also conquer this, which gave me kind of like that last little push I had.
I let you drive endgame too much, which is also the mistake I made last time too. Like, you controlling flag endgame really screwed me. I should have activated this one instead of pausing.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some good attacks. Like, I was doing heavy damage on you.
Yeah, you took out 2 guys.
I also didn't expect you to take out mine. I genuinely, I thought I'd be able to kill 2 of yours, which was 4 points coming my way, on top of the fact that I still had 4 that I'd kept. So, like, mathematically, I didn't think. I mean, let's go ahead and do the math though. So I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with the village there,
and I think I barely have 12. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12. So barely by 1 point.
We're right next to each other. If I could just get 1 more, and I can't.
Well, and there's other ways. There's
just not a way for me to get another.
From what I've played so far, I think the tactic cards kind of like really affect what can happen in the game.
Oh no, they could pull out stops. Like, they could change endgame for sure.
Like, I think I've seen some cards in here that even let you bring additional things that will give you victory points. And it's like the upset.
Yeah.
From a tactical position, I'm not sure. It feels so when we played before, those elements and those cards felt a little bit kind of like, oh no, I've been planning for this for so long, and then suddenly a gear in my plans and everything kind of like discombobulated. If you approach the game with that mindset that your opponent is going to have cards that are probably going to score him some points at the very end, it helps you be a little bit more.
Well, and if I had, for
planning.
instance, triggered this flag at the same time, we would have been competing for the same victory points too, because you would have been having this one cycle. I could have potentially scored this one on the end of my turn. So the moment you initiated a flag, I should have also initiated a flag so that I was driving endgame as well.
Well, I was surprised that you didn't do it right here.
No, I should have. Like, that's the thing. There's enough strategy in this that, like, every game we've played, we've gotten better at the game state as a whole. Like, learning about those tactic cards, the things that you can pull out of your pocket, the way I could run forward and do, like, a hefty blow. It makes me really interested to try out things like the dungeon crawl mechanic,
which is really neat that it's
side.
Like inside the box, so it has that ambience immediately. That's like really cool.
It makes me want to try things like that out, or the other side of the map. Some of the co-op, like even running a solo in this, it feels rich and heavy enough while still being this tiny little box, still this self-contained little thing. It feels thorough enough and complete enough as a game that, like, I'm really compelled, and it stands up. Like it is what I expected a tiny epic game to be. Like, I like a lot of their other titles because this one is in a genre that is a type of game that I enjoy a lot. it just sort of fits into my slot.
I guess for me, what I would consider the first thing I think about is video games, obviously, which is what they're going for. They're going for the RTS kind of feel. I think of kind of like a Fire Emblem Light, right?
Yep.
It's specifically because of theming and just almost all these player powers
the
and
grid
the
movement,
different
the
classes.
player powers, everything. Yeah, it really does line up with like a Fire Emblem on the table. It's not quite as heavy.
No,
like you
of course
said,
not.
It's a light version, but I mean, the choices we can make, the exhaustion, the like pressing yourself to your limit, I could totally see that as a fair comparison.
Well, and for the price point, for what you're getting inside the box, and like, look at all these different characters that you could potentially bring onto your party.
Sure.
I think it's a lot of bang for the buck, honestly.
Like we said, there are the Savage Wastelands and the Winter Highlands.
If you want even more stuff.
Are expansions that kind of add to this. So there's a lot going on here.
So, and interestingly enough, I think this is my very first Epic series game.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't think I've ever played a tiny Epic game.
I've played Zombies, I've played Space, I've played Western. It's a poker style one, which isn't necessarily my favorite. And I've played Dinos. I got a preview, like an early access preview.
That one looks really good.
Dinos is the best one I've played so far.
Damn, the one that I was almost super close to playing was the one that's like Zelda themed.
Okay.
But that's as cool.
Sure.
Which have the really cool item meeples.
Sure. Yeah, defenders and stuff like that. And then they also have the mechs. Which I think is right up your line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I am a mech guy.
You are. So this has been a gameplay of Tiny Epic Tactics. I'm really compelled by this game. This is one that I'm going to be keeping and getting back to the table a few more times.
Interesting.
And probably trying to get the expansions because genuinely, like this one just sort of fits into a niche of games I like.
Well, for sure. Yeah, and we don't usually like skirmish games. So, there you go.
Skirmish aren't my favorite unless they have enough choice in them for them to feel like I'm playing.
Or they're brief and short and tasty enough like this.
Well, this is brief, short, and tasty, but like this has enough choice for me to feel like the steps I took, the strategy of it was active.
Yeah.
My problem when it comes to a lot of skirmish games, the ones that I don't like as much, is that they're very quick, run, punch, get out, like a few, like one or two quick actions. And that's just not usually my style of gameplay.
You like more thinky, more kind of like puzzly. I want to be able to
process, and this gives me so many different pieces
and levers to pull to see what happens.
That I can start solving that puzzle. Even the win condition and the environmental changes and the stuff going on the board. Like when we first opened this up, the amount of rules in here, I was like, whoa, there's terrain rules and hill rules and like attack rules based on where you are. And that was a lot and surprising at first, but also made the game good. So that's been a gameplay. If you made it to this point, thank you for joining us. Remember, put in your application to see if you'd like to become
you can just subscribe and you can just join. There's no application. Don't listen to him.
We will review it. If we approve, we will get back to you as quickly and efficiently as possible. Current wait time is about 2 to 4 weeks to become a member of the community.
Stop it!
So we really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Whatever you do, though,
remember to do the important thing.
Get out and play some games.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much.